Hi, I'm Phil Kelly, and I ran into one of my really good friends, and we hadn't seen each other for a long time. This is Rod Tam.
Hi, Phil. How you?
Okay, and Rod and I made
Hi.
some TV programs back in the late '80s, early '90s, and then I kind of dropped out because after they torched my house.
Oh,
And-
well, when you stand up for rights, things happen.
yeah, I know, and I was getting threats about stop talking about the, the crooks that have public office and what they're
Oh.
doing, and I was getting threats, you know.
Well,
And then when they torched my house, I stopped doing it.
Oh.
But before that, I did not stop.
well, I've been threatened also as a government official, a legislator,
Yeah,
for
they should.
28 years.
I know, because I know that's why we're good buddies, because you stand up for the people. There's a lot of legislators they're just representing special interests, big companies that are doing big projects to make all their money, and you represent the people to do what is right. So,
Well, thank you very much.
and I know that you get persecuted too.
Right, but you have to have principles when you stand behind,
Yeah,
and otherwise, how can you look yourself into the mirror?
yeah, yeah.
Right?
So I'm going to hold up this little brochure and let them zoom in on it, and then we'll get into some of the things that you wanted to talk about.
Okay, thank you.
So you guys can zoom in on this, and this is my friend Rod Tam. And why don't you zoom in a little closer? Can you? Okay. All right. So that's pretty good. Now you can even read it. So we're just going to talk about this and the values and your program.
Right.
And how you want to represent the people. And why don't you tell your history? Because I know you've been out of politics for a little while.
Well,
for a short period of time, yeah?
yes, I first got elected back in 1982
Okay.
in the House of Representatives, and
Mm-hmm.
it was a tough race. I never saw so many black Lincoln Continentals in the area before.
Black what?
Lincoln Continentals.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, with big macho people campaigning against me.
Oh, my goodness.
And then there was a bodily threat against me also, too.
Oh, man.
Prior to that, in 1981, I got involved in helping the residents fight an unwanted development off of Kukini Street in the back of Huna Street,
Oh,
a 122-unit condominium whereby they had improper permits,
oh,
building permits. And
they're ramming them through.
we ran it through, but the residents, I give them credit, and these were ordinary, everyday residents.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of senior citizens, they fought for their rights.
Were they going to wipe out some of their housing or something?
Well, they were put in a unwanted condominium, 122-unit condominium in a residential area, single family.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah.
Right, and with a narrow road at that.
Yeah,
So the residents fought against it and questioned it.
yeah.
And believe it or not, the news media helped us at that time,
Oh, that's good.
whereby the whole project went bankrupt.
Oh, boy.
And the
Because
following year I ran for office, and I got repercussions.
Oh, yeah. That's the problem with organized crime, you know,
Right.
is they try to control people by intimidating and threatening and et cetera, et cetera.
Right. Well, there was a contract on me,
Oh, man.
and a good friend of mine now, he's passed away for about 2 years now. He was a former police officer. He saved my life.
Oh,
He
man.
became my bodyguard on his own.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So he saved my life.
You know, there's a Bible verse about
Yeah.
that, and I'm just going to read it.
Sure.
You guys can put up the reference. It's in Proverbs chapter 17, verse 15.
Okay.
And it says, acquitting the guilty and condemning the innocent, the Lord detests them both. So we know that Christ was put to death. Jesus Christ was put to death because he was trying to help the people. And the religious leaders in power were the ones that they didn't want rocking the boat. They wanted everybody to follow them instead of following Christ. So they condemned the innocent, which is Jesus Christ.
Right.
But we don't measure up to Jesus Christ, but God does detest when people back up the criminal, like when people are stealing houses, there's a lot of crime going on stealing houses. That's a
Right.
good thing to steal. It's a lot of money involved. So when we have community associations stealing houses, we're going to find out which judges are supporting the criminals and which ones are supporting the people.
Right.
And so we know who's with crime and who's taking care of the people. And I know you take care of the people, and that's why you get persecuted.
Right, and I first got prosecuted even in 1979. I was just on the neighborhood board at that time, and chairing the neighborhood board, and the residents opposed St. Francis Hospital, which to expand in height from 5 stories to 12 stories in a single-family residential community,
Oh, man.
right in the middle.
Yeah.
And also, they want to buy out the single-family homeowners, and they were pretty much pressured into selling. But a lot of them said no, and then they found out that I was around. They asked me to help, and we put a stop to that.
Yeah.
Luckily, there was more of a public hearing on this through the city council at that time, which the city council voted along with the residents to stop the development.
Yeah, and you were on the city council for a while. You're city council
Well,
member.
years later, I was in the city council from for the last of my years from 2002 to 2010, and I had took on causes at that time whereby we fought against crime in Chinatown.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't know there was organized crime. It was organized crime coming from California.
Yeah, I know the local organized crime people don't like mainland organized crime
Right.
coming in and competing with them, right?
But I give credit, and once we organized, I established an organization for the residents and the merchants and landowners in Chinatown, and we took back our Chinatown, whereby
Alright.
we made it known diplomatically that this is our home.
Yeah.
And so, you know what, surprisingly,
You don't want the kind of crime going
right,
on, yeah.
there was prostitution, there was gambling, there was burglary also too. You know, I give credit to the so-called organized crime, whereby they recognize that people love their home
Yeah,
in Chinatown,
yeah.
and therefore they left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice, yeah.
That's really nice. And
When they get a little heat, you know, that encourages them.
well, I began to realize that, you know, people have all kind of stereotypes of organized crime, but then basically I found out that there are real people who are very community oriented. They just make their money differently. That's all. It is. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know, organized crime people, they like to, they want the people to like them. So,
Yeah.
you know, they give them turkeys for
Right.
Thanksgiving, they give them turkeys and stuff for Christmas, and, you know, they want the people to like them, but then if they, to do their business, sometimes they murder people too, you know, yeah?
Well, you know, they fight against each other, basically. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
yeah, yeah.
And then there was another incident whereby I helped save Kukui Gardens. I got called upon by the residents, although it wasn't my city council district, to help stop the demolishing of Kukui Gardens, 860 units.
And what does that mean?
Well, they want to demolish all the rental units.
Demolish.
Yes.
Oh,
And
wow.
they asked me to help them, so I organized them.
because that's public housing to help the people in
Yes,
need.
public housing and privately owned. And you know, there were 2 congressmen at that time, a senator and a House representative, that didn't want to help us at all. And they were very powerful. The senator, he passed away already, right? It was recently, a number of years ago. But he didn't want to help us at all. And it was federal money that built the housing.
Oh,
Right? So
maybe he was connected to getting some profits on the deal, possibly.
yes, and that's what I was told. In due respect to him, I won't mention the name.
Yeah.
But that's what happened. I was told, and we saved Kukui Gardens, whereby I forced the state of Hawaii to purchase at least half of it, half of the 860 units. Then after that, I got some threats of my life.
Wow.
Yeah, but then You know, what I said about in terms of the so-called undesirable people and
Yeah.
groups, well, some of them met with me, and they decided not to carry out the contract.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were told to do so,
Oh man.
yeah, by
That's
a
nice
former
of them
senator.
to meet with you.
Right, and then I found out the reason why.
Mhm.
Some of them came as childhood from Kukui Gardens.
Oh yeah.
And then also too, they're very community oriented. They help. They don't go after people who help the community.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
good.
So-
It's always good
so
to
I
help
was
the
lucky.
community.
My life was spared, and I'm here today. Thank goodness. And
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and sometimes
Yeah.
when people want to try to get somebody killed, we don't ever take revenge, but God can.
Right.
And you know
Right.
the Bible verse we read about acquitting the guilty and condemning the innocent, the Lord detests them both. You can pop that up on the screen if you guys wrote it down in Proverbs 17:15. Hey, there it is. So some, you know, we don't take revenge, but God can, you know.
Right.
And when and there's a lot of things. If you guys read through Proverbs, it says these things are testable to God, and it even says God hates certain people. If you read Proverbs chapter 6,
Okay.
it says there's 6 things that God hates, 7 are detestable to him.
Oh.
And when it goes through the list at the bottom, it says, chapter 6 of Proverbs. You guys got to look it up and read it yourself, because I'm not going to sit over here and
Right.
give you the exact, but just read the whole chapter 6. It says, God hates a false witness who pours out lies, and he hates a man who brings about dissension among brothers.
You know, funny you mentioned that, Phil, because this election is all about that.
Oh, man.
And you know, you hear the mayor candidates going after each other,
Yeah.
and you hear other candidates going after each other, trying to slander each other.
Yeah.
But it shows the character that they have when you think about it. And
Yeah.
and in fact, you know, we have one more month before the general election,
Hmm.
and I'm getting ready in terms of anything that come out of the woodworks, or surprisingly from
Yeah.
far off, making up stories about me.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's the whole thing, is people use deception to control people.
Right.
And we see that in churches. You know, they say, just say the magic prayer at the end of the sermon, and now you're going to heaven, as long as you just come to church, pay the money, say the prayer, sing the songs, and don't worry, you're all going to heaven.
That's not true.
That's a deception, you know. and people say, yeah, I'll become a Christian on those terms. But is that God's terms, or is that man's vaccine against true Christianity? You see, you get a lot of religious people.
One
But then,
must be a true Christian throughout 7 days a week, 24 hours a day,
yeah,
all year round, and
yeah.
for a lifetime,
Yeah,
actually, when you think
yeah.
about it.
And you know who the true shepherd is and the false shepherd by the true shepherd is gathering the sheep together. The
Right.
false shepherd is scattering the sheep. Because I think about that, because my dad said all his life, he was born in Texas. You know, in the
Oh.
South, everybody's religious down there.
Right, right.
And he saw so much hypocrisy
Yeah.
where they just say, yeah, just receive Jesus, only receive Jesus, and you're going to heaven. And so then, and the Bible doesn't say that. It says in James chapter 2 about faith and works. It talks the whole subject, the whole chapter in context. At the end of the chapter it says, so you see a man is put right with God by what he does, not by his faith alone. And
Right.
I heard a preacher on TV, he says, well, only believe is a false teaching, you know, that's a contradiction of the Bible. It's not only believe, you show what you believe by when you believe correctly, your actions follow correctly.
Right, right.
So you know about that. That's
Yeah.
why I like you.
Oh, thank you.
and,
Thank you.
And so I saw a preacher on TV named Mark Gungor. He has a lot of stuff on YouTube. And he says, what do you mean only believe? The devil believes, how's that working out for him? I think that's so funny.
Yeah, actions count a lot. You know, I remember when I was in the Senate,
Yeah.
and it was the issue of the same-sex marriage.
Yeah.
And then this one Catholic priest, his name was Father Mark Alexander,
Yeah.
and he led the charge against same-sex marriage, which is fine. You know, everybody has their voice, right, in government.
Free speech.
Yeah, but then he quit the church,
Hmm.
and then today I heard that he's gay.
He's what?
He's gay.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gay, you say?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But what did he say about same sex?
Well, he was against gay people and same-sex marriages.
He was against it, but he's gay.
Gay today. Yeah.
Oh, today.
Yeah, I was told that he is gay today.
Oh well, that's an interesting
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
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 And
But he's a human being too, and I really think that before in history, they used to let the Catholic priests get married. Now they don't at all.
and the Bible talks about false religions where they don't allow people to get married.
Right.
And that is, I mean, a lot of the apostles were married. Jesus' 12 apostles. I mean, come on.
Yeah, they were married, and
and you're Catholic too, yeah?
right. Yeah.
Yeah. And you were born and raised into the Catholic.
I was,
faith.
yes.
Yeah.
But I really am not Pacific now Catholic. I'm more in terms of believing in Christianity.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
That's what it's about.
It doesn't matter whether you're Catholic or Episcopalian or whatever. It's a matter of whether you believe in God.
And
you follow the teachings of God.
Yeah,
Right.
according to the Bible.
Yeah, right.
And so Christianity has been divided up into a lot of factions.
Right.
And in the Bible it says people that are involved in factions are in the list of people are not going to heaven.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Oh.
it says that. And in the next program, we're going to have another 30-minute program. I'll
Okay.
bring that verse out.
Oh, okay.
But that's amazing that what you already know, what you just said, you already know, and I know too, and I'll
Right.
say it too, is that those who belong to Christ are the Christians.
Right,
And
right.
it doesn't matter where they choose or where they happen to go gather together. The Bible says, forsake not the gathering of
Right.
yourselves together. So God's church is God's people.
Uh-huh,
All the people that belong to God, that is God's church.
Right, right.
And we're brothers and sisters.
Sure.
And we don't need to be divided up into factions.
No.
But the leaders, political and Christianity is the same. Some people, their whole thing is about me, it's about the money and the income. So preachers and legislators, sometimes they will do what special interest groups want to get money and not represent the people.
Right.
But public servants
Oh, yes.
like you, legislators, are supposed to be public servants serving the people.
Yeah. And one
Not
should
serving
not
the
be,
people who are paying them money
Right.
to make laws.
And one should not be afraid of repercussions, actually. Because I really believe that if one is afraid of repercussions, what they do is right for the community, then you're creating your own fear. Fear itself.
Yeah,
right?
people, the criminals, organized crime wants to control people by using fear.
Fear, right.
So it's not easy. It's tough to be a politician. I know it's tough because you're out there trying to help the people and you got organized crime that is trying to help themselves.
Yeah, well, it's, like you said, it's tough, but people are frustrated with our economy today.
Yeah.
The cost of living is so high. There's no plan of action to reduce that high cost of living, which is the highest in Hawaii to that of the United States, throughout the United States. Like, for example, a gallon of milk on sale is $4.99.
Oh,
That's
boy.
on sale,
I know.
right? And that's from the mainland now. It's not local milk here.
Yeah,
right?
the local
Yeah.
milk people couldn't make it because
Yeah.
of the cost of shipping
And
feed
then
and everything.
milk in California, my nephew with his 4-year-old son and wife, I asked him how much it was when he came down here earlier this year, and he said it was $2.50.
Half price. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
So what happened is a lot of politics going on and making our cost of living high. One of it is the Jones Act.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then Senator Danny Inouye was in favor of the Jones Act. I was told that he had stocks in Matson.
Oh.
Yeah.
More
So,
shipping, more money.
More shipping, more money, monopoly,
Yeah.
right, as it may be. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. And Dujo, he wants to make the Jones Act not hurting our economy the way it does.
Right, right.
And he's your friend too, yeah?
Well, we're the same association,
Mm-hmm.
but I my focus is the people, the constituents in my district.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Sure.
Okay. I sing the song of what their needs and wants are,
Yeah.
and take the stand for them, basically.
Yeah,
Right?
that's good.
And even if I get knocked down on it and
Mhm.
chastised, and repercussions like I received in terms of the illegal condominium in Huna Street, or going after St. Francis Hospital for developing unwanted high rises,
Mhm.
or organized crime in Chinatown,
Yeah.
right?
It's
Or
good that
yeah.
and they listen to you. You succeeded. That's amazing. And
Well,
because God helped you, not
God
just
help
you
me.
by yourself.
But again, one must be not afraid of repercussions. You got to
Yeah.
take the challenges and believe in it. Right?
Yeah.
And then some people said, you know why you're so bold, Rod? And there's one thing characteristic of me is, they said, you're not tall, you're short. And I mean, when I was short, it's true. Ever since in elementary school, I was picked on.
Oh no.
Yeah. Being short, you get picked on more than being
It toughens
tall.
you up. It toughens you up. Huh?
Right, right. A lot of the people in history, known whether it be good or bad, were tough because they were short. You know, and such
Yeah.
as John F. Kennedy, uh, Napoleon. He
Yeah.
was short, and people may not like have Hitler, but he was short also too. Right?
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, so people do get toughened up. Do you want to mention some of the things in this?
Yeah, I mentioned
paperwork?
in terms of the St. Francis Hospital, the Huna Street condominium that was desired to be built by a hui, financial hui, and there was some legislators involved.
Oh yeah, that's what happened.
Right? Yeah. And of
Special
course,
interest for themselves. Yeah.
said, money in their pocket. And
Oh yeah.
one of them was associated with the governor, a brother of the governor at that time. This was back in 1981. Okay, who the governor was at that time. And then there was Kukui Gardens, 860 units I said mentioned. We saved that.
Yeah.
They want to demolish all that. It's kind of ironic that here we talk about providing homes
Yeah.
so that people don't become homeless.
Yeah.
But then there was political means to demolish.
Yeah, it's already there.
Yeah, all the 860 units, and put high rises, which were marketable prices and commercial.
Yeah.
Where would these people go?
Yeah.
You're talking about in total over 1,200 people, 1,200 people being homeless.
Yeah.
Right? So many times you hear of the old saying that the politicians only talk, right? Talk, but not true.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Then I mentioned about the Chinatown issue in terms of the organized crime,
Yeah.
right? And
So you know who the criminals are by what
right,
they do.
right.
And before,
Yeah.
I know before we, back in the 80s and 90s, we talked about judges sometimes.
Oh.
And there are corrupt judges too.
I believe that they should be elected judges
Yeah.
rather than appointed. When I was taught in school, from elementary school to high school, I went to public school, my elementary school, Quanah Intermediate School, and Roosevelt. And one of my favorite subject matters was history and American studies and Hawaiian studies.
Yeah.
And we talked about three branches of government, separate branches of government. You have the governor, you have the legislature, they're both elected, but you have appointed judges. Now, when I was a senator before and running for Senate again, after taking care of my mother who died from Alzheimer's, right? Too much medication, actually. The doctor gave her too much medication.
Oh.
So
the side effects.
yeah, so we homebound her. We took care of her at home for 5 years, and that's why I was outside of the political arena. But now I went back because my heart is in terms of helping people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And it's good
So-
to help your family. You took care of your family.
Yeah,
too.
and then I have no regrets taking care of my mother. And people ask me what happened. I say, well, family comes first,
Yeah.
right? So I used to feed her in the morning, lunchtime, and even dinners. Take 1 hour each time to feed her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before that, you were a high school teacher and everything
No,
else?
I wasn't a high school teacher.
Oh, I thought you were
no,
a teacher.
No.
Then,
By trade, I'm a businessman.
ah,
I do financial planning.
oh,
I do business plans, marketing plans, and I do legal research.
Oh, there
I'm
you
not
go.
an attorney also too, but
Yeah.
I know how to do the legal research.
yeah.
And I know in terms of administrative structure and process of government, so I can get the information for the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's important to know what's
Yeah,
going on.
Right.
Just like when you have, I know Sharon Har. Are you friends with Sharon Har?
Yes, yes.
She's from Kapolei.
Yes.
So she works real hard to help the people.
Yeah.
And,
She gets chastised too.
persecuted,
yeah,
by the
persecuted.
criminals.
Yeah.
By the
Well,
criminals.
she's in that faction of the legislature where she's not a yes person.
Yeah.
And, if you're not a yes person in the legislature, then you get attacked. And all kind of allegations came up. Like, they try to allege that I stole money as a city councilman.
Wasn't
And-
it something like $600?
Yeah,
That's
$600
nothing.
of bookkeeping errors, plus and minuses.
And what is $600? I mean, what
Well-
about the people who are like the city council lady? I was in the meeting,
Uh-huh.
and the guy said, "Hey, the cab companies paid you $2,500 to get rid of Uber because
Yeah.
the cab companies don't want any competition."
Yeah.
She admitted it. I was
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, that's how we do business. We take
Oh.
bribes.
It was Ann Kobayashi, I think it was.
Yeah, that's who it was. I was
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And she says, I resent the fact that
It
you
was-
guys
it was
brought
he-
that up
was
in the
it
meeting.
aired publicly.
Yeah, publicly.
Yeah.
It's public record anyway.
Right.
But that was just one payment.
Oh.
And anyway, guess how much time we have left? 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Hey,
Well, I want to offer my assistance to people.
yeah.
I'm an advocate for the public. My phone number is area code 808-216-5454. Again, area code 808-216-5454. That's my cellular number.
That's awesome to
Thank
give you a
you.
number. Most people won't do that. Okay, see you next
Thank
program.
you. Bye-bye.